Scams have existed for centuries, evolving alongside technology, communication, and human behavior. From classic snake oil salesmen to sophisticated cybercriminals, scammers have always exploited one critical factor: human psychology. Their methods are not random. They are calculated and built on an understanding of how people think, feel, and react. To outsmart scammers, one must first understand the psychology behind their tricks. This article dives into the psychological principles scammers exploit, the methods they use to manipulate victims, and how individuals can protect themselves by becoming aware of these tactics. 1. The foundation of scam psychology. At its core, scamming is a manipulation of trust and emotion. While scams come in many forms: romance scams, investment fraud, phishing emails, fake charities, and lottery schemes, the psychology remains consistent. Scammers prey on emotions, biases, and cognitive shortcuts. Psychologists call these cognitive biases, mental shortcuts that help people make quick decisions but often lead to errors in judgment. Scammers understand these vulnerabilities and exploit them masterfully. Some of the most common psychological levers include greed or desire, the promise of wealth, luxury, or opportunities; fear, threats of legal trouble, account suspension, or harm; love and belonging, exploiting loneliness through romance scams; trust in authority, pretending to be officials, banks, or government agencies; urgency and scarcity, pushing people to act before they have time to think. 2. The emotional triggers scammers exploit. Scammers know that emotions often override logic. By crafting messages or stories that target core emotions, they can bypass critical thinking. Here are the most exploited emotions: fear and panic. Phishing emails often claim, "Your account has been compromised," or "You owe unpaid taxes." The goal is to create panic, leading victims to act quickly without verifying facts. Fear shuts down rational analysis and puts the brain into fight or flight mode, where quick compliance feels safer than questioning. B. Greed and opportunity. Congratulations, you've won $1 million. Lottery and investment scams exploit greed, offering extraordinary rewards for minimal effort. Scammers know that people dream of easy wealth, and by dangling the possibility, they override skepticism. C. Love and affection. Romance scammers spend weeks or months building emotional relationships online. Once trust is secured, they fabricate emergencies requiring financial help. Victims, blinded by love, prioritize emotional connection over logic. D. Sympathy and compassion. Fake charity scams surge during natural disasters or crises. Scammers play on empathy, urging people to donate to help victims. Many victims act impulsively, guided by compassion rather than caution. 3. Psychological techniques used by scammers. Beyond emotions, scammers use specific psychological tactics rooted in persuasion and influence. Many align with the principles identified by psychologist Robert Cialdini in his book Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion. Authority. Scammers impersonate authority figures, bank officials, police, or tech support. People are conditioned to respect and obey authority, making it harder to say no. B. Scarcity and urgency. Phrases like "limited time offer" or "act now before it's too late" force quick decisions. The scarcity effect tricks victims into believing that opportunities are rare and valuable. See social proof. Testimonials, fake reviews, or claims that thousands of others have already joined exploit the human tendency to follow the crowd. Victims feel reassured if they believe others are also participating. D. Commitment and consistency. Once victims make a small investment, clicking a link, sending $10, or providing basic details, they feel psychologically pressured to remain consistent with their initial decision. Scammers gradually escalate demands. Reciprocity. If scammers give something first, like free advice or a fake gift, victims feel obliged to return the favor. This principle of reciprocity makes people more willing to comply. 4. Why victims fall for scams. Some may assume only the naive fall for scams, but research shows anyone can be vulnerable under the right circumstances. Even educated, intelligent individuals fall prey because scams target emotional states, not intelligence. Common victim vulnerabilities include loneliness, making individuals susceptible to romance scams; financial stress, increasing openness to get-rich-quick schemes; lack of digital literacy, falling for phishing or tech support scams; overconfidence, believing they are too smart to be scammed; stress and distraction, lowering critical thinking when multitasking. Scammers often target people when they are emotionally or mentally vulnerable, during bereavement, job loss, or crises, making their tactics more effective. 5. Case examples of scam psychology. A. The IRS phone scam. Scammers call victims claiming to be tax officials, threatening arrest for unpaid taxes unless immediate payment is made. Victims panic, obey authority, and pay without questioning. B. The romance trap. An online suitor spends months gaining trust, then claims they are stuck overseas with a medical emergency. Victims, emotionally invested, send thousands of dollars. C. The tech support hoax. A pop-up warns, your computer is infected. Call Microsoft immediately. Victims fear data loss, call the number, and are tricked into paying for fake repairs. In all cases, the scam works because emotions override rational thought. 6. Protecting yourself from psychological manipulation. The key to scam prevention is awareness and skepticism. By recognizing the psychological tricks, individuals can slow down and think critically before acting. Practical steps. Pause and reflect. Scammers rely on urgency. Taking a moment to breathe breaks their control. Verify information. Contact companies or agencies directly using official numbers. Educate yourself. Learn common scam tactics and stay updated on new ones. Strengthen digital literacy. Understand phishing emails, fake websites, and online safety. Talk to someone. If uncertain, discuss the situation with a trusted friend before acting. Trust red flags. Requests for secrecy, wire transfers, or gift cards are nearly always scams. 7. The role of society in combating scams. While personal vigilance is vital, scams also require systemic solutions. Governments, banks, and tech companies must collaborate to increase public awareness campaigns, strengthen cybersecurity measures, prosecute scammers aggressively, provide victim support, since shame often prevents reporting. A collective effort reduces the stigma of being scammed and empowers people to resist manipulation. Conclusion. The psychology of scammers reveals a sobering truth. Anyone can be manipulated under the right emotional and psychological conditions. Scammers are not just criminals but skilled manipulators who exploit trust, fear, love, and greed. By understanding their tactics, we can build mental defenses and reduce vulnerability. Awareness is the ultimate weapon. When people learn to recognize fear tactics, emotional manipulation, and psychological tricks, they can pause, analyze, and resist. In the end, scammers thrive on ignorance and impulse, so the best defense is knowledge and mindfulness.